That night, everything changed. I never thought a single sleepover could shatter years of boundaries, comfort, and trust. It began with something so innocent, my best friend calling me in a hurry. "Can Jake stay over at your place tonight? I'll be working the late shift, and I don't want him home alone." I had known Jake since he was a child. To me, he was still that quiet boy who used to build toy towers in my living room. But now at 17, he wasn't a little kid anymore. He had grown tall, sharp-featured, with a quiet confidence I hadn't noticed before. I told myself it was just one night. What harm could it do? The evening started normally. We ate pizza, laughed about old stories, and put on a movie. I could feel Jake studying me sometimes when he thought I wasn't looking. His eyes weren't the same as before. They carried something else. Something I didn't want to name. Halfway through the movie, the power went out. The whole house sank into sudden silence, swallowed by darkness. My phone flashlight cut through the shadows, but even so the atmosphere shifted. The night air felt heavier. "Don't worry," I told him, forcing a laugh. "It's probably just the fuse." But Jake didn't laugh. He simply said, "I'll check the basement." I should have gone myself. The basement in my house had always unsettled me. Damp concrete, low ceilings, a lingering smell of rust. Jake walked ahead of me, phone light cutting through cobwebs and shadows. As we reached the bottom, we both heard it. A sharp clang. Not from the fuse box. From the far corner of the basement. We froze. "Did you hear that?" I whispered. Jake didn't answer. He just stepped in front of me, shielding me instinctively, and raised his light toward the corner. Nothing. Just old boxes stacked high. But I could feel it, the distinct skin-prickling sensation of being watched. We fixed the fuse quickly and returned upstairs, but the tension didn't fade. The house was too quiet, too still. The shadows seemed longer than they should have been. Later that night, as I was heading to my room, I noticed Jake sitting on the couch, restless. "Can't sleep?" I asked. He shook his head. "Something doesn't feel right. Like we weren't alone down there." The way he said it made the hairs on my neck rise. I wanted to dismiss it, but deep down, I had felt the same. Around 2 a.m., I woke to a sound. A door creaking open. Soft, deliberate steps down the hallway. For a moment I thought it was Jake, but then I saw him, standing at my door already, his face pale in the dim glow of the streetlight outside. "You heard it too," he whispered. Before I could reply, the sound came again. A slow, dragging shuffle coming from the living room. Jake picked up a lamp from my nightstand, gripping it like a weapon. Together, we crept into the hall. What we saw in the living room still chills me. The front door stood slightly open, swaying gently. And on the floor a muddy footprint. Large. Fresh. Jake looked at me, his jaw tight. "Someone's been inside." My heart pounded so hard I thought it might burst. We checked every room, every closet. Nothing. Whoever it was had slipped away. But one thing was certain. Whoever broke in hadn't expected the house to be occupied. The rest of the night, neither of us slept. We stayed in the living room, Jake refusing to let me sit alone. His protectiveness was unexpected, but strangely comforting. For years I had seen him as just my best friend's son. But in that long he was the one keeping me calm. The one who noticed every creak, every whisper of wind. The one who stood between me and the unknown. By sunrise, the house felt lighter, though the unease hadn't faded. When my best friend arrived to pick him up, I said nothing about what had happened. I didn't want her to worry, or to ask why her son had slept on the couch near my door like a silent guard. But deep down I knew things had changed. That night had broken my guard. Jake was no longer just my best friend's son. He was someone who saw me differently, someone I couldn't easily ignore anymore. And the strangest part? I wasn't sure if I wanted